Hey, Nick, we need a tagline for the podcast.
No. Real life opinions. Movie reviews told by fans and not critics. Hey, that's us.
That is us. We're not critics, but we're real fans.
Real life.
Depends on the movie or who's talking.
Or the movie they think is a horror movie.
I'm wondering who she's talking about.
Yeah, like,
It's obvious.
it's you, isn't it?
No, it's definitely Jeff.
Sorry, Danny.
No, see, I respect. Well, it depends. If he decides
You
the
respect
new,
Daddy?
depends. If the new Jurassic Park comes out and he says it's a horror movie, yeah.
I'm the first to admit that I get easily swayed, but goddamn, he's making a compelling argument, though.
I'm listening to it. It's shorter than you. Just put your hand over his mouth and be like, "Shush."
I'm sorry, though. What I say makes a lot of sense.
It's taken how many years?
It's always made sense. I've just kept up the same argument. Moving along.
Moving along.
We're doing
What movie did we all watch? Jeff?
NOVOCAINE.
Nice.
We're supposed to watch that?
Yep.
Oh, good thing I did.
I was going to say we're supposed to watch it and not take it. Fuck.
This guy in this movie doesn't need to take NOVOCAINE.
Oh, yeah, I wish.
I don't think I would wish this disease on anybody.
No.
Did you hear his life expectancy?
Yeah, like 25.
Yeah.
And he was 30, so, you know.
Yeah, doing good for
Yeah.
yourself, right?
Yeah.
He's outlived the expectancy, so he's fine.
You know what pissed me off the absolute most, though? Oh, I can't eat solid food because I might chew my tongue off. Who the fuck chews pie? Pie is pretty, like, once it hits your mouth, the pastry flakes and you just swallow it.
Depends
That's
on
not-
who makes the pastry.
You don't chew pie?
Not generally. Anything that
Do you
goes
just
soft. Hey, whatever gets you through the weekend.
Like you don't your your mouth no chewing motion at all. You just shove it
Well,
in
You're
your mouth.
going to be the one
can
with the
swallow
written
it.
on your forehead, right?
You can push it up with your tongue and dissolve it. And you don't need to chew it.
Have you ever had pie before?
Yes. Pie's fucking amazing. And I'm diabetic, so I die every time I have some. But it is worth
Do you
it.
eat it like ice cream? Is that why? Just
Yeah.
You
Okay,
lick
all
the
right.
pie. No.
Yeah. Fucking pie eating, you know, when you're motorboating the pie plate there. So I think Laura's gonna die over there. But it's true. Have you ever watched a pie eating contest? That's all they're doing is motorboating a pie plate.
A pie eating contest is different than your everyday. Everyday pie eating, you take the fork and you nibble on it.
All I have to say to that is.
You gotta live over there, Laura. Note to self: pie eating motorboating. That's against Laura. Well, we'll be right back after this quick message while Laura gets back to the table.
And we're
And
back.
She's still laughing. It's
She's
been
still-
2 hours. She's hurting herself laughing.
The sun's going down. We had to restart the podcast. We couldn't wait anymore. We were only 3 minutes in.
I celebrated the birth of my child 2 years ago. That's not true, by the way, for anyone listening.
Hey, nice of you to wait 16 years to celebrate it.
Yeah. Hey, man, August 3rd. He's turning 16, yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But honestly, so I have almost chewed my tongue off because of
Don't
freezing.
start this again.
There's a dentist, used to be a dentist in the mall in Camrose here. And I came out, my mouth was totally frozen, right? Decided to go get a donair from the mall.
Oh, Jeff.
And I'm chewing and I'm chewing and I'm chewing.
Who goes to eat right after going to the dentist?
I know, I can't do it.
Well, I was hungry.
Well, that's because you were stoned.
Well, yeah.
There is a correlation there. So.
Yeah, you're not making it seem any less that I would go eat it. And I guess look down and I realize I'm just this donair is really chewy. Just and there's fucking blood everywhere. Just everywhere. I'd totally chewed my lip up. And I chewed a hole in my lip, and I'm just like, that's gonna hurt in about 1 hour's time.
You are not. This is why they tell you no solids after going to the dentist.
Yeah, but this would be like.
Maybe that's why Corey eats pie that
You know what
way.
you could have had? You could have had a piece of pie.
Was it? Jesus. It was cherry pie.
It was cherry pie.
Yeah, cherry pie.
Now you can motorboat like lemon meringue pie. Meringue
Man,
pie is basically a pudding.
now I kind of want to do that.
You want to motorboat some
And you
lemon
get white all over your mouth and everything.
And you get like the little pussy looking yellow
Yeah.
stuff around that white stuff.
She said it was a bad time.
A little yeasty buildup, yeasty crummy buildup.
Okay, the mental image.
Now, the funny thing is, off topic, is that I noticed recently we've actually gained a few listeners. I think we've lost them.
Yeah, like we're doing good. Wow. Nope.
You could audibly hear the crash.
That's okay.
You guys could have just let me die in quiet. It's over there instead of keeping
So
going.
we made the comment about how, well, you made the comment and I was thinking it
No,
too.
before we get too far, how do you motorboat apple pie?
No. That's
You have to eat apple pie. You can't motorboat apple pie.
Not according to American
What about a coconut pie?
Coconut's just generally a cream pie.
Coconut, you could.
Coconut
Yeah,
pie,
yeah.
cream pie is like, is very much a pudding, like you would say. So.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that. Yeah, yeah.
Any cream
Any
pie.
cream pie, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
But you have a valid point with apple pie.
Or pecan pie. You got to
Oh, yeah,
chew.
pecan pie, yeah.
He could not have motorboated pecan pie.
No, that's probably true.
Carry on. What were you saying, Corey?
Anyway, so you brought up earlier today, and I was going to bring it up too, but how last movie we did had a legacy sequel, or not a legacy, but a legacy acting aspect to the movie. So when we did Thunderbolts, we had Bill Pullman's kid, and we had Kurt Russell's kid, and that was super cool. This one, I totally forgot about Ray, but this one had two legacy kids as well, and you had Jack Nicholson's son as one of the bad guys, and you had the lead was Dennis Quaid's son. So that was pretty cool too, like unintentionally, but how we had that basically back to back. So and they did so well.
It almost makes you think that that's like the only way to break into Hollywood right now, right?
Oh, pretty much.
Like,
Hollywood's so it has to be nepotism almost because Hollywood doesn't seem to care about any real talent lately. So
Oh yeah, like they wonder why Hollywood's falling apart, and like the lack of real talent, like the lack of creating new movie stars is like a real issue in Hollywood. Like, who's the youngest? Name a young movie star, like star.
yeah, like the last ones I can think of were the two Chris, or I guess the four Chris's, and now they're in their 40s and up.
Yep.
So yeah, say anybody in their 20s. You know, you got the argument for like the Anya Joy Taylors. I personally think she's not a good actress, but the world seems to love her.
Except the one with the weird eyes.
Yeah. She's never done anything to truly impress me. She's been good, don't get me wrong, but she's not impressive.
And people have been hyping up. What's that guy from Dune? Timothy
Chalamet?
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah,
He's the youngest one, I guess, would be right there.
I
And
wouldn't
Austin Butler after Elvis there, but then he kind of fizzled right after Elvis. So
See, I don't know who Austin Butler is, so
he's going to be the. They want to make a new American Psycho, and he's been tapped for the lead.
that's a movie
I
they
got
don't.
no comments on that right now that I want to share.
My comment.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say yeah. There's not a lot.
Neither one of them I would call like big time movie
No.
stars.
I
Like,
guess
none
Jenna
of-
Ortega, but again, it was not based on skill. She just
Okay, I would. She could be like a new big movie star.
Well, no,
Actually-
she's struggling for being a serious movie actor because of her playing Wednesday. She even interviewed that.
yeah.
She's having difficulties entering the movie scene because of her playing Wednesday Addams.
Really?
Yep.
And then she did this adult movie.
And then
well, not adult movie, but like a grown-up movie with Buddy. I can't remember his name. Where they actually have like a sex scene, and she's like 40 years older than her. He's like 40 years older than her. And
yeah, that's true.
but that's not what you have to do. And I don't know. I just don't think she's all that good. Like, I mean, I've seen her in
Florence Pugh would be another one. Would be kind of a younger one.
I don't know if I'd call her a big-time movie star, though.
Well,
Name one other movie besides that, and was it Hereditary?
oh, which one? She did another one, didn't she?
I know I've seen her in a couple different things. It'll be like, oh, I really like her, but I'm not like, oh, Florence Pugh is in this movie. I'm gonna go see it, right?
That's true.
I never even come close to her bandwagon until I saw Thunderbolts, and I was like, okay, she's really, really awesome. I really like this girl. But after Thunderbolts, she's just as quickly gone from my mind. So
I hear Thunderbolts is gonna be considered a flop, eh?
that's ridiculous. It's like, oh, the critics love it, and it's not gonna make any money.
Like
That's because the critics said they loved it.
Fucking internet. That's all I have to say. And you know, they made the joke with Madam Web, or Morbius, one of the two or both, that the internet screwed the movie because the internet said they hated it before they watched it, so nobody watched it. But it was actually a good movie. Now, in all fairness, I haven't seen Madam Web to know if it was a good, bad, or mid movie. But the internet definitely led the charge on that one through a lot of unfounded opinions. And that's what they're doing now. People are trusting what they read. And that's the problem. You know, people aren't able to form their own opinions anymore.
Batman v Superman still made damn near $1 billion,
And it's still
everyone said it was a terrible movie before that came out, right?
I don't pay attention to what people say before I go and watch something, so.
I read just to laugh, but I form my own opinion. So,
Yeah, I try really hard not to listen. Though I was gonna go watch Lilo and Stitch. I'm like anti-live Disney, but like Lilo and Stitch.
I want to watch Lilo and Stitch.
everybody says that I talked to said it was really good. Then all of a sudden, someone came in yesterday or Friday, and they're like, "Oh, you heard about Lilo and Stitch?" I'm like, "Yeah, I heard it's really good." No, it's awful. Everyone's saying it's awful. I'm like, everything I'm reading is positive, so I don't know.
I heard they changed the ending.
Oh, good.
And that's the only reason why I don't want to see it. So, what I heard is that, you know, at the end of Lilo and Stitch, Lilo stays with her sister.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so in the end of the live action movie, the state takes Lilo. And that's their happy ending. Like, you're giving your sister up to government custody, and that's the happy ending.
Oh.
And I was just like, yeah, that has officially turned me off from wanting to see this movie. Like, I would have gone to see much more over than like the Little Mermaid or like Snow White and the Seven
We
Dwarfs.
heard you about the Little Mermaid.
Well, those movies look terrible, but Lilo and Stitch actually looks like it's pretty fun and good, right?
We heard you with the trailer about Little Mermaid.
I like with Little Mermaid, it's funny because everyone's like,
What did you do?
what did I
What did you do?
What did
I think it
you
was
do?
recording the whole time. I just pushed the wrong button. Anyways, everyone's saying like with Little Mermaid, oh, people are just hating. She has a beautiful voice. I'm like, that was never the question. The question was everything else about the movie.
It did not, like, I guess the CGI just looked really not very good.
And they can't have "you're gonna kiss the girl" anymore in the movie because that implies, you know, males proceeding without permission. So apparently you have to say, "Hey, excuse me, miss, I'm going to kiss you now. Is that okay?"
Doctor.
And that's weird.
We're living in a weird times where like WAP can be like a #1 hit single on the radio, but like "Baby It's Cold Outside" is fucking banned. Just kind of like,
Yeah.
wait a minute here. So I can say "wet ass pussy" and it'd be a #1 hit for kids on the radio, but "Baby It's Cold Outside" or "Kiss the Girl" is not allowed.
Huh.
There's
Yeah.
something wrong here.
Yeah.
There's something wrong here. But I guess old guys yelling at clouds, I guess.
Old guys yelling at clouds.
Why I oughta.
Man, how would this... Imagine not having solid foods for that many years of your life.
Oh yeah, the original point.
Like, that would suck, is having smoothie day after day.
What if he was lactose intolerant?
Oh man, that's like half your stuff right
But
there.
at the same time, you saw in the morning how we made his like power shakes and everything like that. So, which that's cool. You could easily survive on shakes if they were filled with enough nutrients.
The
So,
question is, if he was going through this as a kid, how didn't he already chew his tongue off?
Well, they said in the movie he was in the emergency room all the time.
Right, but his tongue was still there.
you can reattach a tongue.
It probably almost got chewed off a couple times. He almost thought at the beginning of the movie, like the little scene, the title scene, that he was like, oh, afraid of pain.
Yeah.
Because that's what it kind of looked like, right?
I thought.
Yeah. And then you find out it's like the opposite, right? He's got cushions on everything, everything's safety eyes. God,
I expected more to happen with the pool noodle on the fridge handle there, because they seemed to like focus on that a couple times and then nothing happened. So
I don't know, just the concept of being able to go get a full body tattoo and not have to worry about it.
I know.
That was cool.
Oh, can we jump to the tattoo guy scene since you're talking about the tattoo?
That's a big jump.
The neck tattoo he gives that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I could feel the pain.
No, you couldn't.
When having tattoos, the way that he was just kind of like digging in there, even I was like,
Well, it made me think of the one in the back of my knee there.
yeah.
So, because that's such a soft spot too. So,
I've never had a tattoo. I'm a baby, unlike you guys. But like, I would that looks so painful.
Actually, did you know getting a tattoo on your neck is not one of the hardest spots?
What's the hardest spot?
Ribcage.
yeah.
The rib
Well,
cage-
again, where
yeah,
there's
the
no,
rib cage
well,
is sore.
you can knock somebody out punching them in the armpit because
Yeah.
there's so many nerves there and nothing else. So
Go!
it's funny though because
You know
like
what? You're a small guy.
now children.
Stop it.
$50 on Danny.
Now I can.
This is like watching children.
Kind of, but I still bet on Danny.
Stop it.
I know they interviewed Mark Calloway, and he said one of his worst tattoos for a guy who's got a shit ton of tattoos was Sarah across his neck there. So,
No.
and then he got it covered up.
Right?
The tattoo guy, like, he's just a fucking behemoth in this movie.
He's
eh?
a fucking beast.
Yes.
Was he somebody famous? Do you guys know?
I don't
No,
I don't think
so.
I thought maybe he was like
I couldn't tell if he was like Aussie or New Zealand or like he was. I didn't think he was British.
He
so.
sounded like a bit of a Kiwi, didn't
Yeah,
Yeah. A
he?
kiwi.
You never heard the Kiwi term before?
I
No.
have. That's why I'm like, why are people
Yeah.
laughing?
No.
Really,
Really.
really.
I can
Yes,
honestly...
really.
I thought maybe he was like the mountain off of Game of Thrones, but
Oh,
I
that
never
would
watched
make
that
sense.
show.
That was a good show.
He could just stand still and he could play a mountain.
Oh, that guy was fucking huge, right?
Yeah.
And like when Novocaine put his hands in the glass,
yeah.
and scraped his face, like
When they showed that in the trailer, when he was gonna do it, and like did the slow mo and everything like that,
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna get him in the throat and watch him bleed out in the throat. But then when he went and then scraped right down the eyes, I'm like, yeah.
I think that's worse. I think the face is worse than doing the neck. Like I guess, I guess, tell him that dude's name. Like
The
fuck.
amount of things. I hate bank robbing TV shows or movies when the manager won't give the combination. What the fuck do you have to gain by not giving? You are insured up the ass. Life over limb. Like, fucking just give them the combination.
So Garth Collins played the tattoo artist.
Okay.
Does it say his stats on there?
The dude's got to be 6'5".
He's 58, I can tell you that.
Oh,
much.
wow.
I would not have guessed he's
Yeah.
58. He did not
Oh,
look
there
that
we
old.
go. Oh, he's 6 foot,
Yep.
No, he is bigger than 6 feet.
1.95 meters.
Yep.
Wow. Maybe they just made him look bigger in the movie.
I'm pretty sure his arms are also 6 feet in diameter. So,
Those arms are fucking massive.
yeah. What was I gonna say though? But the bank robbing scene, like I said, it bothered
Stop
me
that.
so much because
Don't
I know
make me take
movies
the
got a
scissors.
movie, but how bank
Stabby, stabby.
things turn off when people come in and they say, "Hey, do what we say and no one gets hurt." I take that at face value, so I would do what they say.
So if somebody robbed the store right now, you would just give them the money out of the register?
Yeah.
You're better off safe.
Don't you lose
Well,
it?
no, I wouldn't, because I'm like
Not insured out the wazoo?
no, I am, but I don't have self-preservation, so I would just be doing it out of nobility. But meanwhile,
So you and this
So-
bank manager are very similar.
maybe, but he's the bank manager. He's not the bank owner.
Well, this is true. Has it ever bugged you guys that you don't know bank owners?
No.
Why doesn't it? Like, who owns the bank? Why is it never talked about who owns the bank?
Well, the government owns the bank.
No, they don't.
We'll
As far
play.
as I'm concerned, they do.
We'll play the Donald Trump card. If we want to get rid of the debt, why don't we just print more money and pay off the debt? That's one thing I read, and the other thing I read is the world's in debt like $30 trillion.
To who?
To who? And that one has hit the hardest on me. So
Yeah. The banks are facialist, like, corruption. Like, nobody owns...
Aliens own the bank, and we owe them money.
But, like, have you guys ever thought about who actually owns the banks? Because you...
I would think it's like the CEO of like TD owns TD.
I've
blah, blah,
never
blah.
actually thought about it, so I'm just gonna go with aliens.
They're a corporation though. They're not
Bigfoot.
a single person. So
Big-
That's how
I
come no
like
one's
that
seen
one.
Bigfoot.
That's right. Bigfoot.
That makes sense.
Bigfoot.
You know, I'm asking a serious question here. You guys make it
No,
light of it.
I've honestly never thought about it. So seriously, is aliens or Bigfoot?
no, I just think of corporations, right? There's no such
that?
thing as owners. There's only corporations.
Corporations are owned by people.
Sometimes, or they're owned by a board.
Yeah. Maybe.
So
I don't know.
I digress.
Did you guys see the twist coming with the bank teller being... Well, we'll get to that, right?
Yeah, I would say that's pretty deep in.
Well, I was just thinking it tied into the beginning part, though, right? With, like, what a fucking idiot for going after them.
Yeah.
Like, that was a dumb move, right?
It's her fault in the end.
Well, yes, it's...
For
well,
two reasons. One, the night, and two, the fact that she called him a superhero in the diner.
So this is true. And sidetracking backwards a little bit. According to this, Toronto owns TD.
Toronto. The city of Toronto.
Like all 10 million people.
No, just it's a subsidiary Canadian multinational financial institution. And it's TD Bank and NA. So
It's like the same way Camrose owns the golf course.
yes,
Or Camrose owns the water department.
yes.
Okay. Interesting. I wonder if that's why everyone fucking hates Toronto.
And all the
Yeah.
banks own are grouped in together. That's their shares.
Well, that doesn't make any sense, though.
I know. It makes no shares at all, or it makes no sense at all.
That
But
makes me
according-
think that there's a real owner behind those.
That's what you would think, but they are not giving you any information.
Oh, of course, because they don't want you to know who owns the banks.
No, that's because anybody could find them.
But I guarantee he's really fucking rich.
The richest motherfucker on the planet owns the bank.
Yeah.
Okay, Raymond Chong is the CEO of TD.
Huh.
Oh, it's not G. Raymond?
No,
This guy that's always on all the cards when they do the fake commercials. Every single time it says G. Raymond.
Sure.
Well, I don't know why I remember this.
Okay.
Anyway.
Moving along.
So he chases them, and he's getting shot at, and he's a really good driver for someone who's so nervous. I know he acts nervous, but he's still a really good driver for someone who's nervous.
But did you see him come out of the bank, though? He's, like, swerving right out of the bank.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't understand how he made the high-speed chase thing happen because, like...
They should have been gone.
yeah, they should have been way ahead of him, right?
Yeah.
When he fucking catches up to the vest guy,
Yeah.
In the restaurant there.
yeah.
That scene was kind of spoiled by the commercials, but it was still a great scene. So,
The grease gun.
yeah.
That was
Do you really think the gun would have still worked after being in that for that long?
no.
You know what? Grease is kind of like a lubricant. So like,
But hot grease? I don't know. I think the firing pin, there would be an issue with that. So
I guess it depends how long it's in there for.
long enough to cook a hand, apparently.
Yeah, right.
That was so gnarly. When someone asks us about it later, I was like, "Oh yeah, my psoriasis flared up." I'm like,
And granted, on that scene too, when the oil is actually boiling, it only takes about 30 seconds to start charring your hand.
well, what's that got to be? That's got to be, is third degree bad or is first degree bad?
Third degree is
Third
bad.
degree bad.
Third degree. That's like serious third degree burns.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That's like serious.
I like when the guy grabbed the pan. He's like, "Those are third degree burns. You should probably get those looked
Yeah.
at right away."
Yeah, he's got it.
The only
himself.
thing, and this is very much of a movie's got a movie, but he can't feel anything. Yeah, he'll eventually heal. Yeah. How the fuck does he not get infections?
Oh, he had to have had a terrible infection by the end of this movie.
Yeah.
A terrible
Well,
infection.
he was completely wrapped. Like
At the end,
cast
yeah, the
and-
body.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And then his
body
hand. I loved how it was Ned from Spider-Man playing the other guy though. Like, 'cause I
That was
love Ned.
cool,
So
I love how that's his one friend in the world, eh? Like
Yeah.
his
6 foot tall friend with the man,
with the man bun.
and his Harley.
Your Harley's parked out front, right? Well, kind of.
No.
See, and I figured that's what they were gonna do,
Ned.
like when they did the body swap there. But at the same time, Ned, because I don't know his newer name, and Jack,
Yeah. Yeah.
they'll never notice the difference. How the fuck did he even get that shirt buttoned up? But I want to look into it now because I know we were talking about that. I'm pretty sure the actor who plays him, because this movie was probably made a while ago, but either way, I'm pretty sure he's actually lost a shit ton of weight.
He had-
So,
I heard
yeah.
it was Jack.
He had, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's for a movie role.
Well,
No.
there's talks of him, of
No.
course, being Hobgoblin in the new Spider-Man movie. So
Well, he did lose a bit of weight for that last Spider-Man movie too, so you can
Yeah.
tell he lost quite a bit.
because NOVOCAINE, I think, was made in 13, so not 13, 23. Sorry.
No, Novocaine came out 2 months ago.
No, I know, but I think it was made in.
Oh, like
23.
made 2 years before they
Yeah.
released it?
So yeah.
Because they released it in 2020.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but they always put movies. They make them.
Yeah, they'll put
Some of
in
them, if it's like a major blockbuster, they make it, they edit it, they tweak it, then they release it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're still tweaking it like a month before it hits the theater. Like Superman, it sounds like, which I don't care. I still want to see it.
Did you hear about the one for Captain America? That last one they just did with
What about
Anthony Mackie. Any projects going forward with him are all scrapped.
Oh, yeah?
With Anthony Mackie?
Yep, it bombed that bad. That Captain America
Which is
one.
too bad because it wasn't
It
that
bombed
bad. It
so
wasn't
bad.
great by any
No.
means, but it wasn't that bad.
But yeah,
It was the worst MCU movie ever made.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
yeah, they scrapped everything. So he'll be in Avengers Doomsday, and they'll kill him off in Secret Wars.
Really?
And then they're
Fuck you.
and then they're doing a new Steve Rogers storyline for the new
Well,
phase.
that's the thing. New Phase is going to
Yeah.
be all new
Yeah.
characters because
And they
that's
did
the
say it's
point
gonna
of
be, yeah.
Secret Wars.
yeah, but yeah, that's the only place you'll see.
I
Anthony
just really
Mackie.
hope they get the Venom storyline
Yeah.
out before Secret Wars. Because technically Secret Wars where the black suit introduces, but if they're going to redo everything, I'd rather have Venom already existing in that
Yeah.
universe, not starting from scratch.
Secret Wars was so much more than the black.
Oh, I know
suit.
it was, but...
Like that was like a footnote in Secret Wars.
Oh, yeah. But it's like how Civil War, Spider-Man was the first character to reveal his secret identity and sign the Accords.
He wasn't the
yeah.
first.
Are you sure?
He was. It was a big deal. It was a public one.
Oh, because that could be what I'm thinking of. So
Because Tony Stark did it first.
yeah, but he didn't do it for the Accords, did he?
No, he did it for
Just to do it. Just because...
basically. You can't
No,
do-
I think he came out during the Accords.
Okay.
No, I don't think he.
I've got the movies and the comics mixed up in my head because in the movies he did it just to do it.
Yeah.
No, the movies, he didn't do it just to do it. He did it because they kept telling him he wasn't allowed to.
Yeah.
So
Well, that Larry Sanders guy, right?
Yeah.
The senator there.
Yeah.
Well, that too, and then he
Yeah.
felt guilty for all the chaos
Yeah.
they did. And that's why they called Let's go again.
Yeah. But the Accords were not
Accords,
until
yeah.
3 movies later. So
Well, that's true.
again, movies though, not
Not
different
comic.
from the comics.
Yeah.
So
Very
Yeah,
different.
it's a superhero registration act in the comic books. Anyway.
yeah.
Moving on. Yeah, it was good to see Ned in quotation marks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I worry that him getting jacked is he's gonna lose movie roles. Like, 'cause I kind of feel like he's kind of been, well, sucks to be typecast, right? But he's kind of been typecast, and I don't think people are gonna be like, I'm not gonna look for you for this leading man role. I want this goofy kind of pudgy sidekick.
Even in this movie, he was the man in the chair. Just
Yeah.
he wasn't Spider-Man. So
Yeah, he really was.
Literally,
I was
yeah.
waiting for them to say it. I'm your guy in the chair.
yeah,
Like,
he always wanted to be the guy in the chair. So
I love that when the cops catch up to him, it's like, aha, you've been deceived. It is me.
and he gets arrested anyway. So
Wait, what?
Where is he?
We didn't talk about the booby trap house where Ned comes in, eh?
Yeah, that was
yeah,
awesome.
these guys must be Home Alone fans.
I love how they reference it because, like, the guy that dies at the diner, that's the other guy's his brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, he fucking booby trapped the Wile E. Coyote this place, right?
And then fast forward to him in the house, trips on the wire, turns around.
Yeah, he's got that giant spike ball in his back. Guess, oh my god.
Can't remember what he says. I'm like, what is this guy or something like that. Or
Oh, and the bow in the
the leg.
The bow, the
It-
crossbow, and he tries to get it out of his leg.
Bow in the sink. Who does that?
Oh. This is probably the most fun I've had in a movie in a long time. This
Ned being smacked with the freaking sledgehammer.
Yeah. Boom. Luckily, he was wearing the bike helmet.
Like, yeah, go get something to help me. I don't remember him taking or putting the bike helmet back on, but okay, it works. But how did he not trigger the booby trap going to get something?
Well, because most of them got tripped already.
Except for the sledgehammer, which
Well,
probably waited
except
for
for
him
the
to...
sled.
And the
yeah.
snare. The snare was the last one, so.
No, the sledgehammer was after the snare.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Ned didn't come until he was
Yeah.
snared. Yeah, that's right.
But I still like how he put stuff on the little chair to make sure there was no traps before he got snared.
Yeah.
Quite creative, that fellow.
Well, didn't one of the booby traps get the brother?
In the end, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
so
can't
which
think
one?
of how the brother got.
The arrow.
What happened to the brother?
He took the arrow
He took
between
the-
his legs and he squished his legs around his head,
Oh,
and, and then he
yes.
popped the arrow into it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how, yeah. That's how he got the arrow out.
That's how you got the arrow. Yeah.
Which is funny because, of course, arrows have that type of tip to them that you can't really pull them out once they're in. So you'd almost have to like snap it and then one there type thing. So
It's the movie.
But I
he
mean,
doesn't feel anything.
Movie-
that's
gotta
the
move.
thing. That
It's gotta be
he
a
got
movie.
shot through the leg. If that went through the femur, you're dead.
Yeah.
If your femur is bleeding out on the inside, it doesn't matter if you can't feel it. You're dead.
That was the lower leg, though, not the femur.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was in the quad.
No, it was in the calf.
Oh, okay. I must have saw it wrong. Okay.
At least, well, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. Anyway.
I thought it was the calf.
I'm not looking that up.
Yeah. I thought it was in the calf, but I'm gonna Google it because
The one who Googles doesn't want to Google it.
yes, the person in the chair is supposed to be doing this.
We're all in chairs.
But she's got me there.
Yes, she does.
So the person in the chair is Googling it, technically.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I
might have to Google it.
Isn't it funny how...
it looks like it's in the calf.
Okay.
From what I can see.
The girl, I can't remember her name now. Isn't it funny how much she looked like Aubrey Plaza?
The girl.
I kept thinking that she was Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah. Like the main girl. I can't remember her name.
Oh, Sherry.
Yeah, that's one.
How'd you forget Sherry?
I don't know. Which is funny because I just watched Rock of Ages again last night and her name was Sherry. So you think I would have remembered, but
Well,
yeah.
the cherry pie is why I think of Sherry.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, she totally looked like she could be related to, if nothing else, Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
Well, and the head bad guy looks like he's related to Jack Nicholson.
I can't imagine why. Actually, when you said, watch the one fighting scene, when he makes that evil smile, I'm like, holy fuck.
Oh yeah,
there he is.
Your dad. Yep.
Like I saw Jack Torrance in that face. So
that twist with him being like Sherry's brother.
Yeah.
We saw that coming a mile away, right, guys? Like that was like the most obvious
I
twist.
wasn't fully expecting brother, but
No,
Well,
I didn't
no,
either.
no.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
I
either.
kind of expected. I thought maybe like a lover.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she mentions like, "Oh yeah, I've got this brother" and stuff like that. And
so was he
Oh, I just assumed it was
like
one of the brothers that died.
actual brother, or was he just a foster brother?
I think he's a. They don't clarify, but
Yeah.
it sounds. I took it as he's a foster brother because it was all the foster home stuff,
Yeah.
and like that's what I just assumed. Now, do you think that she was like a bad apple to begin with, or do you think that?
no, she was pressured into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of seems like she was pressured into it, right?
Well, just like, you killed with me. No, you did all the killing. That's not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she basically had no choice until she did, and then she made her choice.
Well, and like she says there, like, oh, I wouldn't have had to kill anybody if you'd got the codes. Like,
Right.
it's not like he kept it on his wall. Like, exactly. Like,
I started thinking back to the bank robbery scene. I'm like, I could see the manager being stupid enough to put it on his wall.
well, the fact that he made NOVOCAINE his assistant manager, just like that tells you that they're desperate for help around there. Because he doesn't look like assistant manager material to me. No,
Of course, he's a Nigel.
Like he saved that old man's shop, right? And I don't know. You don't put pushovers like that as assistant bank managers.
Well, maybe.
Maybe. Do you know an assistant bank manager that would be like, oh, I'm sorry that you're going to close down your store forever. Here, I'm going to process the paperwork later.
No, but I know landlords that do that.
Landlords are very different than bank managers.
Judge Reinhold was an assistant bank manager.
Who?
Judge Reinhold.
Too tired.
You don't know who Judge Reinhold is?
No.
Have you ever seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
A long time ago.
He's the one that faps over Phoebe Cates.
Faps?
Yeah, it just sounded good when you said it together. Faps over Phoebe.
Faps over Phoebe.
Yeah.
I've never heard this terminology before. Like, I'm going to assume you're...
Yeah.
That's fapping, eh?
Yeah, that's the British term.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing we don't have a video here. For those listening, I demonstrated fapping. Like, not in gross detail. For those that actually know what I'm talking about, just like the hand gesture.
You didn't have to. We kind of faked. We kind of knew.
Don't worry, he only needed one finger and one thumb. So. And we lost Laura again.
Laura!
We need some of that EpiPen for Laura. So.
Okay, does that make any sense, the EpiPen thing? Like, oh, it's basically...
Epipene?
EpiPen.
And yes,
Do
why
have a
not?
pen. Do have pineapple. Ooh, pineapple pen. Sorry.
Pineapple apple pen.
Have-
Anyway, why doesn't it make sense?
Well, it's like...
How is he allergic to anything or knows what he's allergic
Well,
to?
He's
Because it's
not.
adrenaline.
It's adrenaline. He's
It's
taking it as a
yeah.
shot of adrenaline.
But I guess... I feel like it gave him more adrenaline than it actually, like... I don't think he'd be like... and then, like, revive Frock from death.
I mean, that's kind of how they work.
Have you taken a shot of an
No,
EpiPen
but I've
before?
seen enough things with them, so.
Huh. I've never given anybody an EpiPen before, so I don't know. I don't know if they go...
Well, look at
Depends if
shots of
they're
adrenaline in general. Like, remember Pulp Fiction, for example. when he shoots.
Once again, Pulp Fiction should probably not be taken as like
That movie
medical-
is literature. Literally, if you look up the term Pulp Fiction.
Wait, but it also has fiction in the name.
That's
But
why
pulp.
it's literature.
Yeah, yeah, it's fictional literature.
There you go.
Fictional. It's right in the name.
Fictional character. Am I getting through to you at all?
What were you going to say, Laura? It's gone. It's gone.
Aww.
We really broke Laura this time. Where are we going to find another one this time of night?
This is what happens when I go away and then I come back and like you guys have had too much sugar. I'm taking away your keys to the candy
I haven't had any
store.
sugar today.
I
Well, that's not entirely true. I had pizza, which technically has sugar in it.
I
so-
see. Okay, I'm taking away your phone privileges too.
Why? What did you hear I was doing with my phone today?
tapping.
Why do you think I moved my couch away from the camera?
And you wonder why people don't visit your gaming lounge.
I can't advertise that.
He's playing with something. That's what the back in 15.
It's a joystick.
I'm gaming.
No, that's why he has the back in 15 minutes sign.
Do you see my updated back in 15 minutes sign?
Does it have a penis?
Does it have a pie?
No.
Doesn't have a pen.
Oh!
Pineapple.
All three.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm on this pineapple pen thing.
You guys are pulling muscles here.
Hey, I'm
Well,
the
you
one
know,
who was
that's what
moving
he
all
did.
weekend. You know how sore I was this morning waking up?
I bet.
Oh, my legs, my hips, and my calves and my knees were so sore this weekend.
What
Was it
the
like-
fuck were you doing with your hips?
Lifting, up and down, going from crouching to up. So
Yep, we're gonna have to find a new Laura. Oh. So I gotta go over to the final while Laura's trying to catch her breath. The final fight scene where he fucking breaks his arm.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was his thumb.
No, he
No,
did the
no,
thumb
no,
to get out of
no.
the handcuffs. He broke his
That's
arm
he
when
broke
they were
his arm
fighting.
in the-
Like
Yeah.
the bad guy broke Novocaine's
Novocaine's arm.
arm. It was like
And then he used that bone to go through guys.
Yeah, that's how he fucking killed
That's how
him.
he killed him. That was awesome.
I don't think an EpiPen is some fucking wonder drug that can make you like, if you have a completely broken arm and you're bleeding to death, an EpiPen is not going to be like magically make you be able to stab somebody in the face. I don't think it works that way.
No, that's generally what the adrenaline to the heart's for.
Well, I understand the adrenaline to the heart. I just feel like it's not going to do as much as this movie says it is.
No problem.
It's like his little mushroom. He's Mario.
Oh.
He doesn't get bigger, but he gets stronger.
That makes sense.
Does it though?
So
Now I just
adrenaline.
want that soundtrack in the back where little Mario gets the mushroom.
Every time he takes a shot with the EpiPen. Woohoo! It's me!
Mario.
I had like Popeye in my mind with the
Oh,
cat
that
of
works,
spinach.
too.
That's the adrenaline. I was like, I gotta do my cat of spinach. But the mushroom makes a lot of sense too, right?
I read this meme today. It's like when I'm at my funeral, I want somebody to play the Mario theme while I'm in the casket above ground, and then switch it to the underlevel theme as I go under.
Yeah.
I thought I was a weirdo.
Don't worry, we still think that.
Yeah, just because you're a total weirdo doesn't mean we can't be weirder.
Yeah, I was gonna say just because you're weird doesn't mean
Yeah, it doesn't make you any less weird just because in comparison.
I'm normal compared to you freaks.
That may be accurate, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, right.
James's baseball team has walk-up songs. You
No.
guys know what a big
Like
Mario
entrance themes.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like the one guy comes out. I'm the real Slim Shady, and like it's just like the beginning, and then like we can't play any more of that song. Anyway, you guys know James?
It's got to be the Mario theme.
It's the Mario thing. Doot, 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 doot.
It'd be funny if he strikes out.
Oh yeah,
Plays like the Dead theme.
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna talk to Mallory. I'm gonna get the Dead theme for him.
I can't see him being much of a power hitter.
You know what? He got the last game he played. He made it to home base twice. So
Nice. Atta
Good for
boy.
him.
Nice.
I think a lot of it was more good coaching than his massive batting ability. But hey, good for him.
Coaching? What do you mean? Oh, we knocked out all the guys in the infield.
No, they were
The base coaches were amazing.
the base coaches helped him get home.
That's
I
awesome.
was yelling, "Go home, James! Go home!" And the coach is just like stopping him. And then I know the one coach. He comes out like, "Who's yelling at?"
I would have been pointing at the guy next to me.
Oh, he knew it was me.
You're right, Jeff has such a hard to tell voice. So
Oh. Anyway, what's the most brutal injury for you guys in this one?
probably the arm.
Yeah.
The arm getting broke?
Yeah.
Man,
Probably then the grease vat.
the grease vat one was pretty nasty too.
Yeah.
Like that was oh.
I don't know. I cringed really good at the arm break.
Yeah, that was
Like even the thumb didn't get me as much, and that was pretty nasty.
the
so-
thumb was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like how he's like.
Oh. Do you think that would be a good superpower to have? Because I kind of don't.
Only if you could back it
saw
up with something
Deadpool,
else.
right?
Yeah.
Well, Deadpool feels pain though.
Right.
He just heals from it.
But imagine if he couldn't.
Yes, if Deadpool couldn't feel pain,
Then he'd be
Yes.
NOVOCAINE.
yes,
Without, except Deadpool's got fighting skill.
Yes.
and wouldn't die from getting your arm broken.
No, it would just grow another one.
The truest moment of this movie needing the movie is that he survived this movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, if nothing else, the infections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in a full body cast,
He really
but
would.
he lived.
Like, so, how many times he got hit in the head?
Yeah.
He got hit in the head at least, like,
What do they say? Brain contusions. They said.
Yeah.
I can't remember. They listed all that stuff.
It was the shock paddles.
that arm is never fucking healing properly. There is no way that arm would heal.
Like reconstructive, like cut open, peeled off, reconstructed, metal and everything. He'd have a fucking Terminator arm, but he'd be fine.
You know what? They say the worst part about having the metal pins is like the pain later, and he wouldn't have to worry about that, I
Yeah.
guess.
Right?
But the fact that his hand didn't look like he had a skin graft, but that's okay. He
Oh, like the fried hand?
Yeah.
That thing had. Yes, that
But
was.
the netting.
They said
That was the netting. The netting was
netting.
on his hand, yeah.
Because Ned was making fun of the fish
Yeah.
nets.
The fish
well, I
net.
thought no, it's just like the hand still looked burnt underneath it. But
It's going to have you.
I don't know what a skin graft is. So.
Me neither, actually.
I just thought it's like other skin putting on top of your skin, and then you got new skin.
Good.
Yeah, it's like a band-aid.
Yeah, Danny, give me your hand, and I'm gonna cut the skin off and put it on mine. Okay.
Actually, they
No.
don't
That's
take-
the plan.
They wouldn't skin graft from your hand. Generally,
They
on a
skin graft from
male,
your ass.
it would be the ass or your testicles.
Yeah.
That's a good thing I got a lot of ass to skin graft from. Why do you take it from the stomach, eh? That's where I want the skin
I got a
graft.
massage on Thursday, I think it was, and she's like, "You need to work out your glutes. It would help your posture." I said, I have an ass. It's a little flat. She's like, no, you have no ass.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh. Well, someone's gonna start doing squats, eh?
Yes. Which is good because I've been at the gym only doing 2 things, so I need to make an actual workout routine out of it.
Huh. Do you believe that, Danny?
Yeah.
He goes to the gym.
2. 2 days. Good for you.
I've gone 4 times
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit, you
Look
brought
at
it up.
That makes
go.
sense.
Yeah, okay.
Look at you go.
since 1992. Anyway.
So you're averaging what? Once
Okay,
every
I just
7
totally
years?
visualized the ripping of the nails out, and that was pretty awful too.
Oh, the ripping of the nails
Yeah.
was. Oh.
I've lost so many nails that it just doesn't.
Oh,
like-
Don't make me do this. Oh,
ow,
I've got my
ow, oh
old
my
techniques.
God.
Like, ah.
Oh, the pain. Oh, that is the worst pain I have ever felt.
Please don't do this to me. Yeah.
You're making me do this. Oh.
That's weird because he established he could feel things, just not pain. Hence the pleasure part. But
Wait, he said he only felt pressure.
so why can't he tell when he has to pee?
I guess it's pressure.
Yeah.
I think we should ask somebody that has this disease.
Okay. I'm sure it's a long list of people that are still alive. So
And nobody that's made it to our age, but you know. Oh, yes.
name sounded way too fake. That whatever he gave it, that acronym.
The Nathan Kane acronym?
No, the like C.
Oh, of the disease?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, I actually think it's a real disease. Can the man in the chair look at it?
Yeah, you can.
He's looking.
That's you, not me.
No, she's supposed to be doing it. She's the guy in the chair.
The congenital insensitivity to pain.
Sure.
Is
Yeah.
it a real thing?
It is. It's a very rare condition.
Well, obviously it's pretty rare. Dead sounds
It
great.
is
have it.
not giving
Dead
me any
silence.
names of anybody who is alive with it,
Oh, well.
So either they've all died.
or they want to.
Or they're
stay
in
hidden.
hiding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's from 2019. She might not be alive anymore.
Oh, how old was she in 2019?
I don't know, but her name is Joe Cameron.
Really? Does it look like she's all beat to shit? Oh man,
That's
what
on
the
60
fuck happened to
Minutes.
her face?
I'm pretty sure Sledgehammer.
Wee.
Haha.
And
Haha,
she's from Australia.
It was a spider bite, wasn't it?
Could
Those
be.
spiders
Could have
are
been.
huge.
Didn't he say how he discovered it in the show was that he stepped on a nail?
No, he just said that happened to happen to him.
Oh, it happened.
Because he was saying it's like stepping on a nail and having your shoe fill with blood.
Yes.
That actually happened to me, by the way.
Rough.
Did you think when he left to go to the bathroom and he came back and she was talking to his gang or his bully there that she was flirting with him?
Yeah, I don't know if I thought that. I was just like, this doesn't. Okay, maybe. But I didn't watch enough of the trailers to know like if she was in the movie further or not.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, maybe they're gonna show him be what a loser. But I love that move of the
The hot sauce?
hot sauce.
Yeah. Well, to not feel pain and all, shooting a shot of hot sauce is not good for you.
Well, like, it clear out your sinuses.
Yeah, clear out your intestinal tract. The freaking ring of fire. At least you wouldn't feel it. But
Well, how about we take a short commercial break, guys, and we come back with final thoughts?
groovy.
Final thoughts.
So before we get to final thoughts and where this belongs in the video store, I was going to ask everybody here, which one of us 4 would die first if we had this disease? Or genetic birth defect, I guess they call it.
Mutation.
Genetic It's like a mutant. He could be an X-Man.
Oh, Jesus.
I love how you pull out the 97 theme too.
Is there another theme?
I'm pretty sure they had a different theme in the movie, but
I
it
don't.
doesn't matter. The 97 theme is like the boss. Yeah.
So, Laura, which one of us would die first and why? The why is important.
Me.
Why would you die first?
Because I can cut myself on air.
When have you cut yourself on air?
Several times.
So if you couldn't feel pain, you'd pretty sure that you'd
I'm
bleed
positive I would be dead.
out. How did you cut yourself on air?
I don't know. I went
Molecules
like
are
this.
tiny.
I moved my hand and there was blood.
Oh.
Goes.
Corey, who do you think would die first?
I don't know how you can't not think it would be me. I freaking like look at something wrong and I trip on it or I hit it or I've got like in hockey the amount of injuries I've had. Like in everything I do, I can say, "Oh, so I hurt myself." Yada yada yada, and I can do that like every day of my life.
So you drop kick the floor for looking at you funny too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I did this weekend when I was moving something
Drop
is
kick the floor?
no. Well, I was going up the outside deck stairs, so like not the deck stairs or the sidewalk beside the house, and I was wearing my sandals, hit this part of my toe on the this part right here on the concrete,
That's the worst.
and then just right
Oh,
there.
look at that! That guy's fucked up. That
So-
show is fucked up.
So I am the most accident-prone person I know. No offense, and I think me should be the obvious answer. Although I do think Jeff is second.
Why would I be second?
Because you haven't found my turtles yet and I'm going to kill you.
I do
Because Jeff has no inhibitions. He has nothing that holds him back. He will go head first into anything and think about the consequences later.
Well, you did see the picture that Becky posted of him, right? Fishing that garbage out of the creek. So I could see that.
I think so, yeah. Anyway.
I could see that.
It was a GT snow racer I fished out of the creek.
I could see it, you know.
Yeah. Danny, which one of us would die first in your opinion?
Oh, me. Jesus.
I'm noticing a theme with whoever was picking. Why would you be the first one to die?
Because I touch knives and I'm going to cut my hand off one day on the saw. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I've
You
cut
don't
myself-
die from cutting your hand
and
off.
I've taken my fingers, I've slipped my leg close to my vein almost, and you know.
Okay, that one I have to ask. How? Fingers I get, but
so,
legs?
So this one was good. This one was good. So I put my knife down,
Uh-huh.
and it was just I put it down like this. I didn't think it was out like this much.
Oh, yeah.
So it tipped over. I moved my leg back. My knife, because my knife was already this thin and the end looked like a pointer, a sharp pointy end to it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it fell, and I thought it moved over. So because I moved my leg, my knife did bounce back, and I thought, well, nothing of it. I was like, well, I should check my pant leg. I thought maybe just cut my pant. No, I cut my leg pretty much, got about maybe 8 stitches. Yeah, it slit right through my pant leg.
And we trust him cutting our meat at Superstore.
Like when they're extra bloody, you know, those
Yeah.
steaks,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Daddy's blood. That's the extra blood.
No, not anymore, not anymore.
I'm so excited to have my next steak.
not anymore. But yeah, no, I cut mine pretty good because the doctor said you were maybe about this much from your bone and that much from your vein. From like where you could have just bled out.
Dumbass.
It wasn't really a dumbass. It just like
It was
I
kind of
moved-
a dumbass.
I moved my leg out of the way, but the knife flukily most of the time the blade goes forward, but this time it went back, and it just cut. I
You
didn't
know, a job like that involves a lot of risk assessment, and you failed on your risk assessment, sir.
For sure. It's all right. My first question was when I walked and said to somebody, I said, "I'm bleeding." Oh, you should really go to the doctor. No, just duct tape and let me go back to work.
The amount of times I have packing tape and Kleenex a cut, like a bad, nasty, ugly cut, is funny. Like, I should have more infections than I've had,
Is
so.
this where I tell everybody that I literally just filled out a procedure for OH&S? Like,
But it was pretty cool when the doctor stitched it because he had to like lift the skin to peel it over, to
Nice.
close it, and then
Nice.
it didn't stop bleeding until
Did
2
they
weeks.
super glue it?
No, He
Just
stitched
stitch it?
He
Okay.
stitched it, wrapped it, and he said, maybe take care of it for as much as you can. I think it stopped bleeding like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Like, it kept bleeding. I'm like, ooh, that was a nice
That's a
clean cut.
long time. to
Oh,
get
that
you
was a
bleeding.
nice clean cut.
My sister this weekend with my toe there, she's like, you know your toe's bleeding. I'm like, yep. I'll go to move something.
I don't know. Like,
That's mine for my pick. How about you, Jeff? What did you go with?
So, I'm gonna pick Danny as well. That was always my
Danny
choice.
wins!
But I do want to share a picture on why I should be second place.
Oh no, we all.
That's the time.
Yeah, we all saw that.
The time
Yeah, but you obviously don't feel pain already. Look at that.
and that was all because he got into a fight with the steering wheel.
Yes, that's why I
Because he
deserve.
didn't have the right booster seat.
Right?
We're not going to tell my work, but I was kind of not wearing my seatbelt, and I kind of like.
You think?
No shit.
You don't generally bounce your nose off the steering wheel if you're wearing a seatbelt.
You do if it looks at you funny.
Yeah. Yeah, you took that one like a champ, by the way.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
But-
But he looked like somebody beat him up too.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? That's actually the first thing Randy said to him that Wednesday was, "Who'd you get into a fight with?"
It's funny, actually, like, in serious situations, I don't feel pain. And it's frightening, actually. Like, I remember when I was in grade 10, I think it was, I got my ass kicked by, like, 5 guys because I called the one guy out and he brought his friends. And
That'll happen.
I got, like, under my eye was split open, bloodied nose, fat lip. Like, I looked like hell. I didn't feel a thing.
So
I got into the mirror when I got home because he's like, okay, we're done here, obviously. I'm like, okay, cool. And so they leave and I go walking home and I'm only like 2 blocks away from this where it happened. And I get in the mirror, I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. And then I had a buddy who's like 6'4", 250, who heard about who the guys that was jumping in. It was mainly just one guy, and he went to his house and kicked the crap out of him.
Oh, really?
So
Good to have friends. like
I was
that.
so proud, yeah.
see, Corey brings back up. I just get into fights with Force.
I didn't bring back up. I just talked to a guy about it afterwards. He did it himself.
Look, neither one of you guys have almost cut your bones, so like, Danny wins.
Okay, if we want
That's a lie, but anyway.
If we want to go that way, when I was 11, one of my friends almost took off my baby toe with her foot.
If we want to get into like when we were childhood, I got shot in the neck with a 22. Like, come on.
So,
who
aim
here's been
better is what
shot
you're
with
saying.
a real gun before?
With a real gun, no, but I cut myself on a bike.
Shot
How
with
is that a
real gun?
comparison?
That is not a comparison.
It might be. I could introduce you to, wait, you know my twin sister. I could introduce you to my 10-year-old twin sister, like at that point, and just give her a squeegee. Then you would definitely win.
Yeah.
Yeah, she put it through my sister's skull.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, now that we know that Danny lives the most dangerous life of us all,
Only while he's at work, apparently.
hey, I've seen this man roll a quad before. I don't know if it gets at work or not. That ankle's still fucked, isn't it?
No, it was the leg. It
With the leg?
It was like a
Sorry,
circle, too.
leg.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm sticking to my reasoning for you. Even though I picked me first, but I stick my reasoning to you because, like I said, you go head first into anything you do, literally and figuratively. So,
I feel attacked.
yeah. The difference is,
Well, he
is
does
that
make a point.
you
There's
know
a little
your,
Tonka
you
truck
know the risk to
somewhere.
what
would
you
drive
do.
that
So,
bitch.
I've driven real big Tonka trucks before, yeah.
This is a little toy one. We could see you driving this. Look at me, guys.
I'm gonna go to the Walmart and buy you one of those cars.
all right, where does this belong in the video store?
If you're asking me
You were
first,
first, Jeff.
I'm very
Is it a horror
wavering.
movie?
Huh?
Is it a horror movie?
You know, there is an argument to be made that there are horrific scenes in this movie. Like the fists of glass
Yeah.
on that guy's face. Tell me that doesn't belong in a horror movie.
He's like being swallowed by the grass.
Yeah. So, but I'm really wavering between comedy and action. And I really, really think it's gotta go into action, but I'm like right on the edge of comedy. This is a pretty funny movie, right, guys? Like, I laughed quite a few times in it, but it's gotta be action for me. Laura, what do you think?
It's action. I did not find it as funny as you did, so it would.
You didn't think it was hilarious when the guy got his face scraped with glass? Tell me you did. I know you better than this, Lori. You laughed your ass
that was
off.
about the only funny part. No, I actually did not laugh at the rest of it. I had to think about that, but yeah, no, that was about the only funny part.
You can't see anymore.
And that's why I laughed, is because it's so monotone too.
Oh.
And then, well, you know, the tattoo on the neck that makes you cringe right after
Oh,
that. But you know,
that is like, ugh. Corey, where does this belong in the video store?
See, I feel like Mike right now because it had humorous moments, but it wasn't comedic. And either way,
That's a very Mike thing to say.
right? So, but no, it's definitely action for me. Now, the funny thing is that I'm so desensitized thanks to horror movies, and coincidentally just finally watched Saw 10 the other day, so that was pretty awesome. But so there were parts in the movie where I was honestly bored. Like
In
during
this movie?
yeah. I was like, I hope this gets
You
better.
really are desensitized.
Yeah.
I thought this was a pretty fun movie. They
well,
kept me engrossed.
that's even me, because, like, you laughed. You found it very funny. I found one part funny.
Oh man, there was so many funny parts in this. Like when he does like, oh, those are 3rd-degree burns. You should have those looked at. Like, that's a funny line.
Sure.
It was. I was. But yeah, no,
I
it
was?
no, it was.
Okay.
Action, I feel there's no second direction. It's
No,
it's
it is
action.
action.
So, Danny?
Do you agree with this, Danny?
Yes, it was an action movie.
Okay.
No comedy, I'm telling you.
Well, you can't say there's no comedy.
It's a little bit of comedy, but it's just, I don't know.
Daddy's in the same boat as me here.
I mean, if there was a second choice, yes, comedy would be it. Although it is not played as, but it is pretty dramatic. If that
It
happened to you,
is.
that would be pretty dramatic.
It reminded me of a Three Stooges thing, almost. Like,
R-rated Three Stooges.
the scene where he's got the spike ball in his back, that's straight out of a Three Stooges. Like, but I digress. We've come to a consensus. It's action.
Yeah.
What's your final thoughts on NOVOCAINE, Danny? Just never go to Daddy first.
No, not
Never go to Daddy
no.
first. I should know better
I
than
was going
this.
to say you should learn
We've learned
your
this.
You
lesson.
learn your lesson. Jesus.
Has he?
Nope, never. Laura, final thoughts.
It was fun-ish. I mean, again, it's not my type of movie. I'm horror all the way. I always have been. But I also haven't watched a movie since sometime last month. So this is really the first one for me coming back into it. And no, it was fun. I didn't find it as funny as everybody else probably will. But it was new. Let's put it that way. It was new. It's not the same humdrum bullshit that we've been seeing over and over again.
I thought with you being a horror fan, you would appreciate the gruesomeness of this movie.
There were
But I
shades of the
don't-
collector in this.
There was, but I've never been one, in my horror movies, I'm not there for the gruesomeness.
Story.
It's the story.
The more gore in a
Wait,
horror
wait.
movie, the less story.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yes, horror movies can have stories.
I guess that's not why people watch horror movies, guys.
Why I watch horror
That's
movies.
why I watch them.
Man,
I
I have got to get Dave out here now.
I don't know. That's
Actually, that
I
did
thought
make
Dave
sense.
was
It's a
already
story. If you're gonna watch a horror movie, you want the story.
okay. I'm gonna make a comment, but I'm not gonna.
No. Comment away.
Make your comment.
An island on my own here. I just feel like maybe horror movies have a bit of a reputation of not being story first.
Oh, 100%.
Cheesy,
For sure.
cheesy horror movies are not story first, but a good horror movie is story driven.
Okay, that's fair. Any good
And cheesy horror movies are great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking cheesy horror movies, but a cheesy horror movie and a good horror movie are not the same movie. So,
that makes sense.
and of course, good is subjective. Blah blah blah. Yada yada. Dictionary definition. This that. But it makes sense in my head.
One that's got a good story to it, it really plays into that horror movie. It's actually
And that's
good.
what Saw did so well. Is like torture porn when it came out in the late 90s there was just gore. How much gore could you squeeze into that 90 minutes?
Yeah.
And Saw 1 was kind of that. Saw 2 was very that. And I'm like, well, this franchise is done. And then 3, you're like, oh, wait, there's a connection here. Oh, there's something to do with the first. Okay. Then 4 came out. 4 was so story-driven. Like, 4 is my second favorite one. And it is so good. And then 5 was pretty awful. But watching all the movies, they're very, very story-driven. With a shit ton of gore.
And for me, like,
Yeah,
I've
there's
never
two,
liked
yeah.
the Saw movies because there's too much gore. The gore doesn't bother me, but that's
It
not
took
what
2
I'm watching it
viewings for me to appreciate the story.
for. And I just won't ever go back and
There's
watch
a really
it.
good story
Yeah,
too.
because you have to watch them, like, marathon them to really get the full effect. So,
I'm not into torture porn.
no, and like every other movie of that genre came out were awful. Like Hostel was awful, and
Hey, I like the first one. You
that's
can't
just
get
because
over
of Jay
the-
Hernandez.
No.
Was
it's
it a
the
good
bubble
story?
gum game.
Did Hostel have a good story, Danny?
No.
No,
did
it was a
not.
really
Actually, it
shitty
did not.
story.
It was shitty. Yeah.
You know what was like my favorite torture porn movie? 31 by Rob Zombie.
No,
You guys love Rob Zombie.
he does.
It's a fun ass movie.
Just watch Touristas. It's the same damn thing.
I did watch Touristas. You know what was really awful? The Ruins.
Oh, that one was horrible.
They just went through like this murderous scene and they're all scared and they're all in their tent and they're scared. And the guy's like so nervous. So what does the girl do? She jerks him off to calm him down.
Yep.
That
Aww.
makes sense.
It's not that it doesn't if you think about it. It's still weird though.
And
Like if anything would distract me and calm me down.
I feel it's time to move on to Corey's final thoughts. I feel like this discussion's run its course. Final thoughts on NOVOCAINE? NOVOCAINE?
I
Scene, yes.
Not about the tent scene.
I definitely didn't expect much coming into this movie because it seemed like it would just be an all gore, no substance movie, and it did impress me.
I forgot to get a ranking out of Laura.
Oh, damn it!
Or squeeze it in.
Yeah.
Squeeze.
Fuck, you
What's
guys
it
are
out of-
making me think again.
What's it out of 5, Laura?
2.5.
2 point? Really? That low, eh?
Yep. Like I said, it was new, but it wasn't my cup of tea.
That's fair. Yeah, not everything's everybody's cup of tea, right?
Exactly.
Like this, it's my cup of coffee.
Right.
Anyway,
It would get a higher ranking if it was my cup of coffee.
it did impress me. Like I said, at times it was kind of boring because there's only so much you can see a guy get mutilated before you're like, all right, I guess here we go again.
Tell me the boring parts.
A lot of the torture scenes were boring because, again, you've seen one person get tortured, you've seen them all. So,
There's one torture scene.
well, the fights I consider torture scenes in a
Yeah.
sense because it's like how much body mutilation can happen
Okay.
to him type thing.
I mean, Corey's got a point on that one. And when you think about it, hands going in the deep fryer is... The face going in the deep fryer is worse.
Remember Scream Queens, the TV show?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole point was that he like lives and doesn't notice it.
Yeah, and so did Jason.
Moving on.
Boom, 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 walk.
Moving on.
No, it was better than I thought it would be. That said, it wasn't great by any stretch of the term. I'll be a little more generous. I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay. Danny, have you had time to think of your final thoughts?
Yeah.
It's like you get surprised.
That's it. That's his
Well,
final
you know,
thoughts. Yeah.
I watched the movie. It was all right. It wasn't
I
really.
feel-
It really wasn't my cup of tea. But the actor I didn't mind because I watched The Boys, and I be watching The Boys with the actor who's playing NOVOCAINE. I kind of, it's not
Dennis
the same.
Quaid and Meg Ryan's kid.
Yes, that's true.
So
That's probably why it just wasn't mine, because I had watched The Boys and he's just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
I watch TV shows quite a bit more than movies, so. And then this one I kind of rated 2.5.
I wonder why you always get surprised whenever we ask you final thoughts. I give like a warning, and then it's just like it happens every podcast.
It has been an hour 14 in.
Oh shit! I forgot to think about the movie we're reviewing. Oh, why
I'm
did you
planning
ask
out
me
my
this
days.
joke?
What should I do this week?
I love how committed he is to this podcast. So.
See, I still watch the movies.
You guys said you don't watch movies.
He said he watches more TV than he does movies.
Okay, fair, fair.
And I am the opposite. Although the trailer for Dexter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my cassette came in, hey?
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Cassette?
So the set.
Oh, I think you said
Dexter on
cassette.
Blu-ray with New Blood. It's in like this thick of a set.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, so
He told you TV.
All right, Jeff.
I thought this movie was a breath of fresh air as opposed to sequel upon sequel and remakes. And it's disappointing that this is the reason why these things never catch on. Now, if this was like an integrated franchise with like a similar premises, I feel like there'd be ranting and raves about how good this is. And we all gave it like a 3 out of 5 or a 2.5. And there's just no legs for new things to get. Now, I will admit that the story was a pretty paint by numbers sort of story. It was cute, the fish out of the water storyline. I really did actually enjoy that. He had a bit of a 40-year-old version to him in this movie, and it was justifiably so why he had never touched a woman before, right? Just the fear of it. And I thought it was interesting, the psychological for how a person like that would think, right? Like, this man is just terrified of the world. Now, is that just on the surface, or is that actual in-depth into the character, That's debatable, right? Maybe it's just on the surface just to make it a one-dimensional character. There was a lot of movies got a movie in this movie. I think it was a fun ride. It's probably the most fun I've had in like a non-franchise movie in a long time. I've been wavering. I feel like it really slides really good into that Temple of Doom kind of category in my ratings. But I feel like it's better done than that. So I'm going to give it half of a Raiders of Lost Ark is what I'm going to give it. I'm not going to give it a full Raiders, but I'll give it a half Raiders. Guess the story was weak, but it was entertaining enough. And unlike Corey, like, I wasn't bored in this movie at all. I was pretty entertained the whole way through. I thought the characters, at least the main characters, were pretty good. The bad guys were no-name bad guys, obviously, right? But they're fun to watch die, right? Ray Nicholson, he puts in a fuck of a performance in here. That guy is creepy as fuck in this movie. Like, I'm really excited to see what he can do when he gets, like, a proper role. Like, something that he can really be psychotic in. You can just see it right there on the surface that he can be an unhinged character if he needs to be.
I just really hope that he doesn't get typecasted the way his dad was to begin with.
Is Jack Nicholson typecasted?
To begin with, he was.
No, fair enough. Because, like,
But to begin with, he wasn't typecast as he was later in his career typecast.
Yes.
Because in the beginning, there was Easy Rider, there was Cuckoo's Nest, there was Shining.
Well, and Cuckoo's
And then
Nest
Shining was the change where he started, okay, now he can do crazy. And that kind of carried all the way through until about Wolf. And then he started doing a little bit more serious. And
See, and I don't know. For me, I feel that Cuckoo's Nest was that pivotal turning point for him.
that's fair too, because if anything did. But he wasn't really crazy in that. That's the thing. That was the point of that movie.
Right?
So,
But it was the effort that he puts into
Yeah.
it, and then the facial.
It's such a
expressions,
beautiful
that's-
movie. If you guys haven't seen that movie, you should watch that movie.
We'll have to put it on the podcast.
It's a beautiful movie. So
I think Ray's got that in him to give those kind of Jack Nicholson performances. And it sucks that we're always comparing the son to the dad, but like, man, you see it so much in him, right? Especially towards the end of this movie, you see it a lot.
At least he doesn't look exactly like his dad.
No, this is true.
Not
But
like
that-
Eastwood's kid.
Right.
Scott,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
or even frickin' Lewis Pullman,
Yeah.
Yeah.
somewhat Wyatt Russell.
I didn't even know Lewis Pullman was Bill's kid.
Oh, there's so many
Because-
pauses you can look at and be like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So, like, the movie on a whole, no, but
Going back to his performance, I think both oh my God, Jack Quaid and Ray Nicholson did a better job acting than Lewis Pullman did in
that's fair.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah, that's
Like
fair.
I feel like everyone's just like, oh, there's a lot of depth, and there was a lot of good struggles in Thunderbolts with like suicide and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think character-wise, I think those two did a better job than he did in there, and that guy gets praised for his performance in that movie. And so, like, hey, Jack, I think is kind of getting typecast. Like you said, he's from The Boys, right? So he's kind of like
Yeah,
that.
he's Huey.
Ooh, I am in some trouble. Kind of roles all the time, right?
Yeah,
like,
'cause
ooh, I
he
can't
plays
believe I'm
Huey.
in this.
Yeah, because he plays Huey. Huey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lewis
Who-
in the News?
No, Jack Quaid
Oh.
plays Huey.
Huey's kind of like the surrogate, like straight guy
Yeah.
in The Boys. Like, oh, all this crazy stuff's going on, and I'm like involved in it, but I kind of don't want to be.
Yeah.
I'm just caught up in it, and that's kind of what this movie was too, right? It was an extension of that Huey character.
I don't know. I hear Huey, and I'm wondering where Dewey and Louie were.
See, I said Lewis in the News. I don't think anybody caught on. So,
And that's the power of love, baby. Oh. Well, I guess we should move on from here, guys. What are we doing next week?
what
Final
are we doing next week?
Destination.
Okay.
Final Destination. Loved Ones. Yeah, which was a cringe-worthy movie. That was like, oh, I can't believe that scene.
It was so. Anyway, I don't want to spoil anything. So,
Like, Danny, you got anything to add for this week?
Not really. No.
Way to like. You guys ever wonder in the podcast with Reyes holding Danny here by gunpoint? Some days.
he's
No
thinking.
answer.
He's
Blink
thinking.
twice if you're a hostage.
I'm a hostage here.
He's doing that thing or whatever. That
Fine.
when you're
This?
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I have like what? I got 4 days. No, yeah. I work 4 days this week. Next week I work 2, and then I'm on holidays.
You know, every time I sit down at the table with Danny, he's going on holidays.
Have
Like,
you
what
noticed
the
that?
fuck?
Yeah. What are you doing the week after? I'm on holidays. Cool. How about after that? Oh, I'm on holidays.
That's right. Holidays. Paid.
I've seen the work he does. It's not a big surprise.
Like, losing limbs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't lost a limb yet.
That we know of. He could be like half robotic for all we know.
That's true. That's true.
That would explain why you didn't feel when the knife hit your leg.
I sharpened it that day, so yeah.
Laura, what are you up to?
Wondering if Danny slices like butter.
So you think ChatGPT is the robot, but it's Danny's the Terminator.
Fuck you, Skynet.
No, you have to be polite to them. When ChatGPT turns on everyone, it'd be like, no, that guy said thank you.
What did I say to Chat? I said something like that to ChatGPT once. I was like, hey, so if you guys, when you guys take over, you're gonna save me, right? Or something like that. And I can't remember what it was. The funniest fucking thing. So.
I hear that saying thank you to ChatGPT like contributes to global warming or something like that. Like the energy taken to use that is like ridiculous. Just like the thank you.
That's crazy. No, otherwise, I don't have a whole lot. It's actually it's calming down, which is
That's
nice.
good.
it's finally calming down. That doesn't. That also means that Laura needs to learn how to slow down.
Not actually would, but
But no, I actually need to learn how to slow down, and I'll figure that out eventually.
yeah, you do.
I'll figure it out eventually.
Will you?
I'm gonna quote
Maybe.
you on that.
When
yeah.
I'm dead.
No, you'll be in the afterlife, and you'll be fucking like ordering angels around, and
Mark's already decided on this one. I'm not going to heaven. I'm going to hell, and then Satan's going to be afraid because I'm going to take over.
heaven don't want me, and hell's afraid I'll take over.
Mm-hmm.
That
He
was
already
Calvin
calls
Hobbes.
me Satan.
Can't imagine why. Could be the horns.
Could be. And my crooked halo.
It's dangling off the one horn.
Hmm.
Huh?
I'm knee deep in water break season, so that's lucky me.
Good for you.
Lucky me.
Well, good for you.
Are we on water restriction?
Nope.
No?
Were you part of the big 45th Ave dig?
Yes.
Oh, I heard you guys were rock stars though.
Yeah, we got out of there at 3:30 in the morning.
Wow.
As everybody in the office, I was the rock star.
Obviously.
Obviously, as always. Like, not to brag myself up, but yeah. When they say, like, oh, the crew was rock stars, they probably mean me.
I don't know if you saw that post that I'm speaking of, but
I have not seen that
no,
post.
somebody made a post. They said you guys were in as soon as you could, and you were done, and the road was repaired before the next morning. So
That's an inaccurate
Well,
statement.
something like that.
The road was repaired the next afternoon.
Oh, is it? I don't know. They were pretty impressed. So just take the win.
You had the repair done, which made everybody happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were worried we were going to have to shut down. That windstorm picked up, and I'm working underneath this power line, right? And
Oh,
I can
Jesus.
see this tree.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're right. So this is how it happens, hey?
Yeah.
Fucking Final Destination. I had to watch it.
Jeff's here talking about work, and that reminds me I have to call and do the call before you dig thing so that Jeff can, do his thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to call before you dig.
I just go online.
Well, click before you
Yeah.
dig.
I hate talking on the phone, so
Well, click before you dig is easier.
yeah.
You might have to make a profile.
I think I have one.
Okay.
I do. Because when I got my my fence redone, I had to check that out. And literally, my fence line and the gas line are like a foot apart. It's like insane.
I think the first call lady's sick of hearing from me the last 2 weeks. I've had a lot of phone calls into first calls lately. Oh well, it is what it is. Corey, what do you got going on?
I am doing really shitty for sales, but I'm still the most happiest fucking person in the world.
Dying.
Because this Saturday, introducing to the database cameras, Dave Mullins as my new staff member for Saturdays.
So that answers she's working the store while he's at Jaywalkers.
That does, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You realize, like, I don't know, and then you.
Although I got to train him up though before then, so I'm gonna get him to come in again. Although I gave him a quick rundown the other day. But yeah, so if people who actually listen to this are from Camrose and ever went to the video store, you knew Laura, obviously. But you probably also knew Dave. And every time I describe Dave, they're like, was that the owner? I'm like, no, that was Roger. Dave was the younger guy, kind of bigger, with a beard.
Dave's older than me.
Is he?
Yes.
Holy shit. I would have called that guy to be like 35.
Yeah, no, Dave's older than me.
Holy crap. Anyways, he is the only guy I can think of that would rival me for movie knowledge, is a fellow horror nerd, probably more so than me, which is impressive in its own right, and he's also a gaming nerd, which I am not. So he is the whole package, and he is going to be mine for Saturdays starting June.
Mine.
So keep watching my Facebook page. I'll be hyping him up. Starting Fridays, this past Friday, all of our staff here, like I've got a couple volunteers too, we're going to start doing movies of the week. No rhyme or reason, just movies of the week that we like. And we're going to post it. So, basically, but we're not putting them anywhere special. We're just pulling them out of the shelf, taking a picture with them, and then posting them.
It's a staff pick.
Yeah, but it's weekly.
Yeah.
So
But
I'm not
staff
coming to
picks
have my
can
picture
be.
taken.
no, I know it can be, but on average, in a video store point of view, you don't generally do it weekly. You do it like monthly. So, and then of course, same thing. It very much like staff picks when the holidays come about. Like, we'll probably do like a camping week or something like that, and we'll probably do.
Meatballs.
I'm definitely gonna be picking Caddyshack for one of those weeks. So
That's not really camping.
no, but I said for one of those weeks for summer. So
The great outdoors.
my number one camping movie would be Sleepaway Camp.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, things are not exactly rolling right now at the database cameras, but they're definitely having fun, and I'm having a blast. I had a day today where it actually kept me busy my entire shift, which is a rarity. It just didn't translate into numbers, but I mean, I'm getting shit done so that when people do start coming in again, it'll be amazing. So
Your store is packed right now.
yeah,
So I've said it before, one of the biggest things that you have to look out for is summer months, people are away. But Jaywalkers is coming, take advantage of it.
Gonna have a booth there. Gonna have some merch on it. Gonna have a square reader there. You can buy things. Yeah, and yet again, thank you to everybody here who's made this store a success, because you guys have all definitely been a huge piece of the pie. So,
Hi.
cherry pie.
How are we back on pie?
Anytime.
Don't swallow your tongues.
Pulp Fiction. Anytime's a good time for pie.
Hi.
It's nothing like warm apple pie.
Yes. Anyway, all right. Everybody say goodbye.
So long.
Thanks for all the fish.
Don't forget to watch Wednesday. You know what it is. If anybody is a hockey fan.
I'm going to
Yeah.
scouting.
Yay.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
I'll be watching. Bye.